Thank you. One foot on Jacob's ladder, another in the fire. It all goes down in your mind. Jacob's ladder is the stairway to heaven. Many of you who read the Bible may know that there was a stairway to heaven even before Led Zeppelin wrote a song with that title. And the stairway to heaven is the dream of Jacob that he had one night before he wrestled with the angel of God. The other in the fire, which is hell. So one foot on Jacob's ladder, the other in the fire. It all goes down in your mind. So heaven and hell all happen in our minds. We think it's happening out there, and it's a reality, but it's happening in our minds. And the Buddha said that in the very first sentence in the Dhammapada, which is his collection of teachings, he says, everything is thought in the lead. In other words, whatever we believe, that's what defines our reality. Now, here's how the mind works. And you saw an example of it yesterday. I think it was Johanna who was working with me on this issue of I don't believe I can be helped. At a certain point in the conversation, she realized that she was helped. She was held and loved by her grandparents. I also used to have the belief that I can't be helped. But here's how these beliefs work. And so when you're in a state of mind, that's the world that you're living in. But it's only happening in your mind because as soon as you get into a different mind state, the world is different. All of a sudden, I'm in a world where I can be helped. Nothing's changed about the external. My mind is in a different state. And these mind states that we get into are like TV channels. So if I'm watching the I cannot be helped channel, I don't even remember that there's other channels. See, when you're watching TV, you got the converter in your hand. If you don't like the show, you switch to something else. If you're watching a drama you don't like, you go and watch sports. But when we're stuck in these mind states, we don't even remember that there's other TV channels to watch. We think that's all there is, and we're doomed to watch the show for the rest of our lives. That's our reality. That's the nature of traumatic memory. So you don't even recall that there's other ways to looking at the world. There's other lenses through which to view what's going on. Now, it all goes down in your mind. The same thing is true for how you're experiencing this webinar or this seminar, this retreat. You will all watching the same events unfold objectively, the same words that are being spoken, the same facial expressions, the same interactions, and some will respond one way, some will respond another way. Much more interesting than your judgments and opinions is to notice your mind states with which you're viewing this. That doesn't make you wrong. It just means that it's really worthwhile to examine your mind state. Now, for example, some of you might really appreciate and benefit and learn a lot from my interactions with people online here. Others may have judgments about it, that he's taking too long with people and you're impatient. I'm not making anything wrong. I'm just saying, examining your mind state, the emotions that come along with that opinion, is much more fruitful ground for you to explore than to get identified with the content of your mind. If you believe I'm taking too long, for example, which might be an accurate perception, I'm not arguing with you, but what is the emotion that you have along with it? There's probably tension in your body, right? There's frustration. There's certain beliefs accompanying or underlying that tension and frustration. Maybe the belief is, he won't have time to get to me. Or this stuff is irrelevant to me. Or it's not fair. All those opinions will be accompanied by certain body states. And Betsy's just been talking about body states. How familiar is that body state to you? It's all going on in your mind, which means it's all worth examining. So remember what I said about these TV channels. And recall that when you're on one channel, most of us don't even remember that there's other possible ways of looking at it.